another side event. This is the second side event that we have been uh, given by the UN. This one is for by the UN Commission for Social Development for their 59th meeting. And what this commission is all about, I'm sure my colleague Parag is going to share with you. But just in brief, I can tell you that the Social Development Commission is at the moment on the 59 meeting discussing about socially just transition towards sustainable development. And in that, the role of digital technology in social development and well-being of all. And in this, when they say all, definitely people with disabilities are included. And wherever there are people with disabilities, how can we leave deafblind behind? So this has been a major effort, even with the Commission for Social Development, and we are very grateful that they honored and gave us the privilege, having the consultative status, to host this side event. And what we are trying to do is we are going to bring in the voices of deafblind adults themselves about their life, about the technology they are using, the need for the technology, and how it is going to help them in future in terms of their own development and how it is helping. So this side event is an opportunity to present their thoughts through a panel discussion. And they are going to share their concerns and experiences. So we have lined up a great panel for all of us. And we are going to talk about accessible technology and also how how we can influence the local authorities who need to invest in making sure that people with deafblindness get those assistive technology and at affordable costs. So not to take too much time, I definitely thank you for joining in, and I can guarantee and assure you that you're going to have a great evening. Please continue to be logged in and share with your friends. Feel free to share with your Facebook Live in any other manner you want to share. Thank you very much. Have a lovely discussion, and all the best to my colleagues and friends who are joining in from Bangladesh, Nepal, and India to provide you this discussion. Over to you, Parag. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you, sir. And a very good evening to all of you.
This is Deepak. Sir, just
Yeah.
a quick update. Ishan is online on my phone, so he can listen to everything and he can contribute from the phone as of now.
Okay, most welcome. So you can inform Ishan that we'll be having our welcome and introduction by Shruti. And
yeah,
then,
he is hearing. He is hearing. He is on the phone.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, and thanks, Monica, for being here for the sign language interpretation. Just let us know in between when you need a break, and we'll stop for the moment. Okay. So not taking more time, I will request my colleague Shruti Lata Singh, who's our advocacy officer in Science International India. She has been given the responsibility of today welcoming all of you and introducing to you the side event. So just wait for a moment. Shruti will be going through the text, and then she will switch on her camera and she will deliver the welcome note. So please hold on.
So hello everyone. I welcome you all for joining today for this event. I welcome everyone who has joined from around the globe and from India. I am very happy to inform you that person with deaf blindness and their support persons have also joined us for this event, and I hope that they will take opportunity to ask questions when the opportunity comes to them. So, moving on about this event. Well, The United Nations Convention for Rights of Persons with Disability has promised inclusion of people with disability. And so United Nations Commission of Social Development, its 59th session is going on, and it has ensured the participation of person with disabilities. And so on its sidelines we are holding this side event, and with person with deaf blindness on theme of technology and inclusion. As we all know that technology is very important, so well, it has become a very important part in our lives, and through this technology y- it has ensured given us great independence. But unfortunately people with deafblindness still struggle while using technology. J- and while I attend online consultations, so I have to repeatedly ask for access, my needs for accessibility. Well, this is not met most of the time, and this is a big concern. I wish that technology will become user friendly for us deaf blind people who have a tough life, because it is because of this technology that I am in front of you today and ensuring inclusion of others with deafblindness. So, and so I wish that technology will become deafblind friendly and also stress free for those who are depending on residual vision or hearing. And also it should become affordable in a country like India, which is still developing and many are not still able to afford it. So now let me introduce you all to our moderator for today's event, Mr. Ishan Chakraborty, who is presenting, assistant professor in the Department of English in Jadavpur University. And he is currently pursuing his PhD in English under the supervision of Dr. Ananda Lal from the same university. He has been awarded the Abul Qasim Rahimuddin Award for recitation of Bengali poetries and the literature by West Bengal government in 2019. And in the same year, he had been awarded the, the Disabled People Empowerment for Disability Award in the category of role model. So, Mr. Ishan, I hand it over to you. No, thank you very much.
Thank you, Shruti, and very well said. That technology is a great enabler as well as there are a lot of challenges. So, as we have planned, the panel discussion is about to start. Ishan Chakrabarti and Deepak Krishna Sharma together they will be moderating the session. Ishan and Deepak, over to you.
Shruti, for that lovely introduction. I hope I am audible. Could someone just confirm?
Yeah, Ishan,
Yes,
you are
yes,
audible.
yes,
Yeah.
you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much. Before I actually start, introducing the panelists, one thing is very clear. Like, for example, I was supposed to join via this Zoom link, which I could not for some technical glitch of sorts, and I had to. I'm so grateful to Deepak for giving me this opportunity to join the meeting via phone. So what Shruti said, I would just want to corroborate to that yes, indeed, especially in the post-pandemic era, the kind of dependence that we are having on technology, it is unprecedented. And in fact, Indian government's National Education Policy 2020, the new education policy we have, it talks so much about technology, right? And really technology, it has become associated with every strata of our life, as it were. But my inability to join via Zoom would also speak volumes about its inaccessibility. Sometimes, and entirely things are not under our control, technical glitches, so on and so forth. But in the context of the developing countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, and India, we have panelists from these three countries. We must keep in mind that poverty and disability are inextricably interlinked. And as we all understand, it's quite intuitive that, two pillars on which really the use of technology depend. Number one, accessibility, and number two, affordability. We have a long way to go before we can actually ensure an accessible technology for persons with disabilities in general and deafblind persons in particular. For a deafblind person, the difficulty becomes manifold, as it were, while using technology. And this is I would say I'm so privileged, as it were, that I have been given this opportunity to speak here, to voice my concerns, to voice my views on this particular topic. And it is particularly necessary to reach out, to make our voices heard. And it is absolutely on the level of the state that intervention must be done, right? It's just not the onus of the disabled person to, to adjust and to make constant compromises. With that, without further ado, I would want to go to our panelists. We have 5 of them, as I told you, from India, Bangladesh, and Nepal. First, we have Pushpa Raj from Nepal. Then we have Asha Patwal from Dehradun, India. Next, we have Farzana from Bangladesh. Then we have Shakti Prakash from Nepal. And finally, we have Motiur Rahman, again from Bangladesh. I'm really excited to know about their views, what they feel about technology. I would request Deepak to kindly give out the detailed introduction of Pushpa Raj Raimal. He is going to speak first. Over to Deepak.
Thank you, Ishan. And regarding Pushpa Raj Rimal, he is a person with congenital blindness, and about 10 years ago, he had a problem with his hearing. He is completely blind and hard of hearing. When he became deafblind, he established an organization called Deafblind Association Nepal, DAN, and became the founder president of the organization. Since then, he has been working for the rights of deafblind people and remained active for the rights of marginalized group of people with deafblindness in Nepal and abroad. He was elected as a member of Executive Council of the World Federation of the Deafblind in 2018. He does his job easily with the latest technology. He keeps himself active by using a reader, orbit reader, display machines, laptop, mobile, and etc. He was awarded with the Jagdish Patel Award established by the Sense India on the occasion of ICVI conference in Kathmandu in February 2020 as the recognition of his contribution to the persons with deafblindness in Nepal. So Mr. Rimal, Pushpa Raj Rimal will be speaking in Nepali, and it will be translated into English by the Lok sir from the Nepal. So over to you, Pushpa Raj.
Pushpa, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Pushpa sir, you need to unmute. Yes, we can see you.
ल तपाईलाई देख्यौ ओके नमस्ते टु यु अल यो महत्त्वपूर्ण अवसरमा आफ्नो विचारहरू राख्ने मौका दिनुभएकोमा तपाईलाई धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु ओके इट्स अ ग्रेट अपर्च्युनिटी फर मी अनम्युट गर्नुस् तपाईको
Look sir, you need to unmute the another device near to you.
ओके म यहाँ यो प्रविधि र मेरो जीवनको बारेमा केही उल्लेख गर्न चाहन्छु। I want to talk about the technology and my life here share with you. म जन्मजात दृष्टिविहीनता भएको व्यक्ति हुँ। I was born blind. आजभन्दा करिब 10 वर्ष अगाडिबाट मेरो सुनाइमा समस्या आयो। My hearing loss started about 10 years ago. जसको कारण म अहिले श्रवण दृष्टिविहीन भएको व्यक्ति हुँ। So that I am now a person with deafblindness. अहिले मेरो अवस्था भन्नुपर्दा पूर्ण दृष्टिविहीनता र सुस्त श्रवण हो। So far as now, if I talk about myself, I am totally blind and hard of hearing. म सुन्नको लागि श्रवण यन्त्रको प्रयोग गर्छु। I use hearing aid. अनि म श्रवण यन्त्रको सहायताले आवाज सुन्न सक्छु। Using that hearing aid, I can hear little bit. आफ्नो कामको लागि म आधुनिक प्रविधिको प्रयोग गर्ने गर्छु। I use the technology for my work. बिना प्रविधि म कुनै पनि काम गर्न सक्दिन। Without these technologies, I cannot do my work. टक ब्याक स्क्रिन रिडर खोलेर मोबाइल प्रयोग गर्छु। I use my mobile with the talk back and screen reader. मोबाइलको आवाज ठुलो बनाएर नजिकै राख्ने हो भने मलाई काम गर्न सजिलो हुन्छ। If I keep the amplified mobile near to me and then it helps me listen others. त्यस्तै गरी NVDA स्क्रिन रिडर प्रयोग गरेर म ल्यापटप चलाउँछु। I use laptop using NVDA screen reader as well. अनि अर्बिट रिडर ब्रेल डिस्प्ले पनि म प्रयोग गर्छु। I use orbit reader braille display. तपाईले यहाँ देखिराख्नु भएको छ मैले यो अहिले यो अर्बिट रिडर प्रयोग गरेर You can see here I am using this orbit reader लेखेर प्रयोग गरिरहेको छु। I am reading this the braille on this. म ल्यापटपमा आफ्नो कुराहरू पहिला लेख्छु र त्यसपछि त्यसलाई ब्रेलमा कन्भर्ट गर्छु। I will write the text on laptop and then I translate into braille. अनि कन्भर्ट गरेको ब्रेलमा कन्भर्ट गरेको डकुमेन्टलाई म अर्बिटमा राखेर पढ्ने गर्छु। That converted text I can read through that orbit reader. म धेरै तालिम तथा गोष्ठीहरूमा पनि समावेश हुने गर्छु। I used to join many workshops and trainings. अनि त्यति बेला मैले प्रेजेन्ट गर्नुपर्ने पेपरहरू डकुमेन्टहरू चाहिँ यो ल्यापटपमा र ब्रेलमा इङ्कमा र ब्रेलमा दुवैमा म तयार गर्छु। I prepare the texts that I have to present on the conferences that I prepare them in text and braille in both. यो कोडमा लेखिएका चाहिँ डकुमेन्टलाई म ल्यापटप मार्फत प्रोजेक्टरमा राखेर देखाउँछु भने I can use the projector for the text that are written on word. त्यही प्रोजेक्टरमा देखाइएको डकुमेन्ट म ब्रेलमा कन्भर्ट गरेर अर्बिट रिडरको सहायताले अरूलाई म भनेर बुझाउँछु बोलेर बुझाउँछु। The same text that I can read on orbit reader and then the things that I used to say and then other people understand what I am saying. यसरी अर्बिट रिडर मैले चाहिँ मेरो दैनिक जीवनमा लागू गरेको छु। I am using and has become a friend for me with this orbit reader. मेरो अनुभवमा भन्ने हो भने श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरूका लागि आधुनिक प्रविधिका डिभाइसहरू अति नै आवश्यक हुन्छ। As I have to talk is that the modern technology is very important and necessary for people with deafblindness. संसारका महत्त्वपूर्ण अङ्गहरू सुनाइ र दृष्टि हुन्। Yeah, the most important organs are hearing and seeing. यी दुई अङ्गहरूले काम नगरेको अवस्थामा वैकल्पिक विधि नै प्रविधि हो श्रवण दृष्टिहीनहरूका लागि। So the alternate method when they are losing their hearing and vision, the most important alternative is that using technology. प्रविधिले श्रवण दृष्टिहीनहरूलाई सजिलैसँग आफ्नो काम सम्पादन गर्नमा सहयोग गर्छ। Yes, the technology has made easy for the people with disabilities and deafblindness to complete their daily works. आज विश्वमा भएका श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरूलाई अनेक प्रकारका प्राविधिक डिभाइसहरू बनेका छन्.
There are so many technologies and for the benefit of these people with disabilities and deafblindness,
जसको प्रयोगबाट श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरूले आफूले चाहेका कामहरू सजिलैसँग गर्न सकेका छन्.
with the use of those technologies, deafblind people can work easily.
अब यसको उपलब्धता कस्तो छ त भन्ने मैले छोटो लेखेको छु यहाँ.
Well, and now I want to mention some availability about these technologies.
यस्ता प्राविधिक डिभाइसहरू सबै देशहरूमा सहज रूपमा उपलब्ध छैन.
Such devices or the technologies are not easily available in all countries equally.
विशेष गरी विकसित देशहरूमा सजिलैसँग पाइए तापनि नेपाल, इन्डिया जस्तो अविकसित र विकासोन्मुख राष्ट्रहरूमा यो सजिलैसँग पाइँदैन.
Although these materials or the devices are easily available in developed countries, but they are not easily available in Nepal, India, like these developing and underdeveloped countries.
यस्ता विकासोन्मुख राष्ट्रहरूमा यी प्राविधिक डिभाइसहरू खरिद गर्न सरकारलाई अनुरोध गर्दा डोनरसँग सहयोग माग्नुपर्छ भन्छन्.
When we ask the government to supply with these such kind of devices, and the government used to say that, oh, this is the responsibility of the sponsors or the donors.
अनि डोनरलाई भन्यो भने UNCRPD अनुसार चाहिँ यी डिभाइसहरू दिने काम सरकारको हो भन्छन्.
When we talk to the donors or the sponsors, oh, according to the UNCRPD, this is the responsibility. The state government should do that.
जसको कारण हामी श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरू सहज रूपमा प्राविधिक डिभाइसहरू नपाएर समस्यामा परेका छौं.
So we are facing such kind of problems because of this misunderstanding between the government and the donors.
यस्ता सामग्रीहरू अथवा यस्ता चाहिँ डिभाइसहरू एकदमै महँगो पनि छन्.
These devices are very expensive as well.
अब यहाँ मैले यस्ता डिभाइसहरूको कस्तो कस्तो समस्या छ, कस्तो च्यालेन्जहरू छ भनेर पनि मैले यहाँ राखेको छु.
Now I want to mention some challenges using such devices.
प्राप्त गर्नमा कस्तो च्यालेन्जहरू भन्ने कुरा छ.
To get those.
र यी अघि माथि पनि भनिसकेँ सबै राष्ट्रहरूमा यी डिभाइसहरू चाहिँ सहज रूपमा उपलब्ध छैनन्.
As I already mentioned that these devices are not easily available in all countries.
अनि महँगो पनि छ.
They are expensive too.
अनि सरकारले सहयोग गर्दैन.
The government does not support.
अधिकांश श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरू गरिबीको रेखामा नै छन्. उनीहरूको आर्थिक अवस्था कमजोर छ जसको कारण उनीहरूले आफै खरिद पनि गर्न सक्दैनन्.
Most of the people with deafblindness, they are from the poor families, so that they cannot afford.
जसको कारण ती श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरू यस्ता प्राविधिक डिभाइसहरूको पहुँचबाट टाढा छन्.
They are very far away from using such kind of devices.
र यस्ता डिभाइसहरू उत्पादक कम्पनीले पनि विकसित र अलिकति आर्थिक रूपमा सशक्त व्यक्तिहरूलाई लक्षित गरेर यी डिभाइसहरू उत्पादन गरेको पाइन्छ.
The target of the companies who produce such devices, they also focus on developed countries who can afford easily.
यी माथिकाहरू समस्याहरूलाई ध्यान दिएर मैले केही सुझावहरू पनि यहाँ पेश गरेको छु.
Regarding thinking of these above mentioned problems, I have mentioned here some suggestions too.
एक नम्बरको सुझाव छ उत्पादक कम्पनीहरूले अविकसित राष्ट्रहरू लगायत कमजोर आर्थिक अवस्थाका श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरूप्रति लक्षित गरेर यस्ता डिभाइसहरूको उत्पादन गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने मेरो सुझाव छ.
So the first suggestion from my side is that the companies should consider the situation of the people from the developing or very poor countries.
अनि सम्बन्धित राष्ट्रका सरकारहरूले आफ्ना सबै श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका नागरिकहरूलाई चाहिँ उनीहरूका आवश्यकता चाहना अनुसारका प्राविधिक डिभाइसहरू सरल र सहज रूपमा सहयोग गर्नुपर्छ, उपलब्ध गराउनुपर्छ भन्ने.
Second suggestion is the state government should think of the need of the people with deafblindness, and then based on their needs, the government should provide with these devices.
श्रवण दृष्टिविहीनहरूको आर्थिक अवस्था अनुकूलका डिभाइसहरूको निर्माण हुनुपर्छ भन्ने भनाइ छ।
Another suggestion is that the devices should be produced based on the economic condition of the persons with deafblindness. They have to think of that too.
विश्वका सबै श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरूले आफूलाई आवश्यक पर्ने प्राविधिक डिभाइसहरू सजिलैसँग प्राप्त गर्ने वातावरण मिलाउनको लागि संयुक्त राष्ट्र सङ्घीय संयन्त्रहरूले महत्त्वपूर्ण भूमिका खेल्नुपर्छ भन्ने मेरो अन्तिम सुझाव छ।
The last suggestion from my side is the government, the UN agencies, they have to think that every person from the, as we talk about all people with deafblindness also should have the access to the use of technologies.
र मेरो अन्तिम सुझाव छ संयुक्त राष्ट्र सङ्घ लगायत हामी डोनरहरू सबै मिलेर चाहिँ एउटा कम्पनीहरूसँग चाहिँ अलिकति अविकसित राष्ट्रहरूको लागि चाहिँ एउटा प्लान बनाएर काम गर्ने हो भने सबै श्रवण दृष्टिहीन भएका व्यक्तिहरूले प्राविधिक डिभाइसहरूको उपलब्धता हुने थियो भन्ने मेरो भनाइ छ।
So all so far as concerned parties or agencies, they have to talk, including UN also, to the companies to have the production of the such devices so that every person, every deafblind person can use and be benefited by these technologies.
अन्त्यमा यत्रो यो महत्त्वपूर्ण कार्यक्रमको आयोजना गरेर हामीलाई सहभागी हुने मौका, आफ्ना कुराहरू राख्ने मौका प्रदान गर्नुभएकोमा सेन्स इन्डियाका सम्पूर्ण टिमलाई म धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु।
Finally, I want to thank the Sense India team, the whole, to give me an opportunity to share my ideas in this regard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pushpa Raj, for sharing those views of yours, also for suggesting certain very concrete steps which could be taken and should be taken in order to make technology accessible to all. And bringing in another word along with accessibility and affordability. We have another word on the table, availability. That's also a very important point. Thank you so much. I shall now move on to Asha Patwal, but before requesting Deepak to give out the detailed introduction of Asha, I would just place a couple of requests. Number one, I would request the panelists to kindly keep their talk limited to 4 minutes, because we have quite a few things to discuss. So that's number one. And the second thing for Asha, Asha, I would want you to respond to 3 questions in particular. Number one, how do you see technology? What is your encounter with technology? How does it look like? That's one. The second question that I'm going to ask you is, what are the challenges that you are facing while using technology? And number 3, I would want you to suggest how to go forward. What is the way forward? Okay, so thank you so much, Pushpa Raj. We are now moving on to Asha, and I would request Deepak to read out the detailed introduction of Asha Patwal from Dehradun.
Yeah, thank you, Ishan. And we have now Asha Patwal. She is a 17-year young girl. Asha has won many awards for painting in the state level and the national level. Born with a cataract and later suffered meningitis, which affected her hearing, and had vision. She has only vision in only one eye. In 2014, she was selected to attend the Deaf Camp in Washington, D.C. for 21 days. And in 2020, she participated in the United Nations World Data Forum by sharing strong views about the lack of data on deafblindness in India. Her video was among the 3 winners in that platform. She is accompanied with her interpreter Taru Singhal ma'am and Sumanna ma'am, who is the primary caretaker and the teacher for Asha. So over to you, Asha, now. Yeah.
Hello friends, good evening to all. I am Asha Patwal and I am 17 years old. I stay in Dehradun in Sharp Memorial School for the Blind. It's in Uttarakhand. I'm deafblind. I was born with congenital cataract and was not treated when I was a child. My father brought me to Sharp Memorial School for the Blind for education. Sumana ma'am, my teacher, mentor and supporter, assessed me and took me to a hospital in Delhi to get my eyes operated. My vision improved and I was able to read and write print. Unfortunately, I had retinal detachment in my right eye twice and it affected my vision. Surgery was done to repair the retina, but it did not improve my vision. Now I am totally blindness in my right eye and very little residual vision in my left eye. When I was 5 years old, I went back to my village. There I suffered from meningitis fever, which resulted in profound deafness. Right now, I am studying in class 10th and I learned my lessons through Indian Sign Language in Bajaj Institute of Learning for the Deaf. The three questions you had asked me, the role of technology for better inclusion. Second, what are the problems or challenges in using the technology? And what is the way forward? In my opinion, technology is a blessing for me today as I can meet you all globally through Zoom platform. Technology is a beacon of challenge in our lives. I can communicate with you well. Technology helps me in connecting people. It changed my life. It helped me in connecting with my friends, my family. It helped in breaking down all the barriers and make it accessible for me. In this pandemic period, COVID-19 period, during lockdown, technology helped me to continue my education through online classes. Technology helps me to go online to find difficult words spelling. It helped me to post so many pictures on social media also. It also helped me to stay in touch with my teachers when I have problems with my lessons. It helped me in sending messages to my friends and family during lockdown. On Facebook, on WhatsApp, I use this technology. Through technology, I shared my videos. It also helps me to learn so many new words, sharing adventures and milestones I achieved during this period. It also helped me to connect with deafblind community. Technology, GPS system helped me with navigation. It helped me with the online shopping and net banking also. It helped me in keeping up with the latest news and global news also. Internet has certainly opened door for us to enter in an inclusive world. In short, technology is beneficial for all of us in day-to-day life. It helps in better communication. It promotes independence. It provides online facilities. It helps to stay connected. It helps me to include in the society and gave me equal opportunities. Finally, I want to say that technology has made my life easier. And so many different apps are very good and they helped us a lot. But there are certain problems also with the technology. First is that the devices are very expensive. And all the devices are not user friendly. They are very difficult to use. They are not easily accessible also. I think training is needed to use the new technology also. My views on the way forward to solve these problems are that the government should make provisions to supply these devices at lower costs for us. Ensure to include deafblind user-friendly interface while developing new apps by app developers. They should be user-friendly. And also, the training should be provided to use the new apps at various levels. Thank you so much.
Asha, for your talk. It was lovely listening to you. Indeed, again, we have here another very, very important point and also very concrete suggestion. And I would like to highlight the point of training. And indeed, if I may add a little, the lack of availability of skilled trainers is often a major challenge, right? I mean, deafblind persons, we often face this problem, we often face this challenge. We do not know, often we do not get to know what new app or what new technology is out there on the horizon for us to use. And secondly, even if we know, we often do not get skilled trainers who would be able to help us out, who would be able to give us the proper training how to use that particular app or that particular technology. So thank you so much, Asha, for bringing in that into our table. Now I'm going to move on to Farzana. Farzana is from Bangladesh. Again, before moving on to Deepak for a detailed introduction of Farzana, I would request Farzana to focus on 3 points again. First of all, I would want you to react to what is your understanding of technology, particularly in a post-pandemic era, in a digital world? How do you see technology? The second thing, when I use the word see within quotes, the second thing that I would want you to react to is, what are the challenges that you face while using technology? Do you think that there is any kind of a digital divide, as it were? Number three, this is again the third question, that what is the solution? What concrete suggestions are you going to come up with? So, Deepak, I would request you to give out the detailed introduction of Farzana. Maybe then I could translate the questions into Bangla, if that's okay.
Yes, Ishan. So regarding Farzana is 21 years old, living in Rangpur, Bangladesh. She has a mild vision and mild hearing loss, studied in the school and passed secondary education. Now she is married and living with her husband. Currently, she is a homemaker, but she is going to enroll in a government-run vocational training center on the computer sciences. She wants to be financially independent and is looking for the work opportunities. So, Ishan, you can translate this into the Bangla.
ফারজানা, নমস্কার, শুভ সন্ধ্যা আপনাকে। আমি চাইবো আপনি তিনটি প্রশ্ন যদি আলোচনা করেন, তিনটি ক্ষেত্র যদি আলোচনা করেন। এক নম্বর, আপনি কিভাবে প্রযুক্তিকে দেখছেন, আপনার জীবনে প্রযুক্তির অবদান কি? 2 নম্বর প্রশ্ন, আপনি প্রযুক্তি ব্যবহারের ক্ষেত্রে কি কি সমস্যার সম্মুখীন হন? এবং 3 নম্বর প্রশ্ন, এই সমস্যাকে পেরিয়ে যাবার জন্য আপনার তরফ থেকে কি কি নির্দিষ্ট পরামর্শ থাকবে? আপনার কাছে চলে যাচ্ছি ফারজানা।
জি, আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমি ফারজানা ইয়াসমিন, আমার বাসা রংপুর ডিস্ট্রিক্ট, পীরগাছা থানা। আমি আরসিসি এর সঙ্গে যুক্ত আছি। আর আমার সমস্যা হচ্ছে এক চোখের এবং এক কানের। আর সমস্যাটা আমার ছোটবেলা থেকেই হয়। তো পড়াশোনার ক্ষেত্রেও অনেক সমস্যা দেখা যায়, মাথা নিচু করে পড়তে গেলে চোখ দিয়ে পানি আসতো, মাথা প্রচুর ব্যথা করতো। তো তারপর আমি চশমা ইউজ করি। চশমা ইউজ করার পর আমার এই মাথা ব্যথাটা এবং চোখ দিয়ে পানি পড়াটা অনেকাংশে কমে যায়। আর তথ্য প্রযুক্তির বিষয়ে যেটা বলবো সেটা হচ্ছে, আমি যেমন ফেসবুক ইউজ করি। ফেসবুকে হচ্ছে আমার বাবা মা, আমার ছোট ভাই, পরিচিত যারা আছেন তারা সবাই আমার ফ্রেন্ড লিস্টে আছেন। অনেক ক্ষেত্রে দেখা গেল ফোনে কথা বলতে পারছি না, সো মেসেঞ্জারে তাদের সঙ্গে চ্যাটিং করছি। তারপর হচ্ছে সোশ্যাল মিডিয়ার মাধ্যমে অনেক কিছু জানতে পারতেছি। যেমন আমার কিছু অজানা জিনিস, সেটাকে সার্চ করলাম, সেটা চলে আসলো, সেটাকে দেখলাম, সেটা ভালো লাগলে সেটা শেয়ার করে আমার ফ্রেন্ডদের সঙ্গে শেয়ার করলাম। তারপর হচ্ছে যেমন হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ ব্যবহার করে অনেকের সঙ্গে কথা বলতে পারি। তারপরে হচ্ছে ইমোতেও যেমন প্রয়োজনীয় কথাবার্তা কারোর সঙ্গে বলতে পারি। তারপর হচ্ছে যেমন শপিং করতে পারি অনলাইনে। আর আমি অনলাইনের মাধ্যমে জুম অ্যাপের প্ল্যাটফর্মে আমি একটা ট্রেনিং করছিলাম। সেটা হচ্ছে ওখানে অ্যাফিলিয়েট প্রোগ্রাম শিখাইছিল। সেখানে হচ্ছে বিডি শপ এবং বিক্রয়.com এগুলা শিখাইছিল। বাট সেখানে একটা প্রবলেম মানে ফেস করছি, সেটা হচ্ছে সেখানকার যখন প্ল্যাটফর্মে যখন ফোনে স্ক্রিনটা দেখাচ্ছিল, ওখানকার যে ওই লেখাগুলা যদি একটু বড় করে দিত তাহলে হয়তোবা আমাদের জন্য অনেক সুবিধা হতো, যে আমরা পড়তে সুবিধা হতো, দেখতে সুবিধা হতো। আর হচ্ছে আরেকটা সমস্যা, সেটা হচ্ছে আমার কম্পিউটার শেখার শখ ছিল, বাট ফ্যামিলিগত প্রবলেমের জন্য হয়নি। আর কম্পিউটার দ্বারা অনেক কাজ করানো যায়, এবং আমার খুব ইচ্ছা যে আমি নিজের পায়ে দাঁড়াবো, মানে নিজে জব করে নিজের টাকা দিয়ে যেন চলতে পারি, কারো কাছে যেন চাওয়া না লাগে। আর আরেকটা সমস্যা, সেটা হচ্ছে যেমন মানে আজকে যেমন জুম অ্যাপের মাধ্যমে আপনাদের সঙ্গে ট্রেনিং করতে মানে মিটিং করতে পারতেছি এই প্ল্যাটফর্মে। তো আমি চাবো যে আপনারা যদি এই ধরনের ব্যবস্থা করতেন, যদি এগুলা প্রতিবন্ধীদের জন্য হয়, তাহলে যেন ওই লেখাগুলো যেন একটু বড় করে দেওয়া হয়, আমাদের জন্য তাহলে অনেক সুবিধা হবে। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। আর কিছু বলতে চাচ্ছি না।
Should I translate, or is Deepak there to translate what she said?
I think you can translate as of now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just kind of, sorry, I'll have to summarize what Farzana said. So there might be a few points here and there which has sort of skipped my mind or something. But more or less, these are the few points she focused on. Number one, she talked about herself. She talked about her disability. She is deaf in one ear and she is also blind in one eye. So she has hearing and visual disability, auditory and visual disability. She also talked about the physical problems that she faces because of her disability, because of her condition, physical condition. Second thing, she moved on to talk about technology and the kind of technologies she is using. She focused on the usage of Facebook, WhatsApp, and she's saying that she's saying two very important things here. Number one, it allows us to stay connected with our friends. It allows us to communicate, to share information, to get information from others. She also talked about a particular shopping app which she uses. And in many ways, technology has enabled her to shop for herself. She also wants to learn computer. She wants to take computer trainings, but earlier she could not because of certain family problems. But now she wants to get this computer training. She wants to be self-dependent. That's what she's told. And also she was talking about the sort of problems she is facing, or the suggestions, in terms of suggestions. She's saying that often, the script on the display screen, they are very minute, and it often becomes difficult for persons with low vision to actually access those scripts. So she was suggesting if those texts on the display could be magnified, as it were. And she also talked about how she is being able to use Zoom to come to join this meeting. So these are the points she had covered. Thank you so much, Farzana. Now we are moving on to our next panelist. We have Shakti Prakash from Nepal, Shakti Prakash Lamchain from Nepal. I would request Deepak to give out the detailed introduction of Shakti Prakash, but before that, again, my three questions, maybe the person who is there to support Shakti could interpret them for him. Number one, Shakti, how do you perceive technology? What does technology mean in your life? The second problem, or the second question that I would want to pose is, what are the problems that you are facing? What are the challenges that you're facing? Do you think technology is accessible enough? And the third question is, what is the way forward? So over to Deepak.
Thank you, Ishan. And as Shakti Prakash is supported by the Lok Sir for the interpretation, regarding Shakti, Shakti was born in the Parvat district of Nepal and is living currently in the Pokhara, another district of Nepal. He was congenitally hard of hearing and started vision loss at the age of 13 due to Usher syndrome type 2. Now he has obtained yellow ID card stating deafblindness. He was the founder general secretary of Deafblind Association of Nepal in 2012. He is using hearing aid. Shakti Prakash uses Nepali Sign Language, tactile signing, and large print for the communication. He uses speech too. He has completed intermediate level with the commerce and accounting. He likes traveling, social service, and making friends. Shakti uses mobile, tablet, Zoom, magnifier in the screen. He has a basic knowledge about Braille, and he has not been using it in practice. So over to you, Shakti. And as told you that Lok Sir will be interpreting for the Shakti.
Yes, sir.
Namaste. Namaskar to you all.
Namaste.
मेरो नाम शक्ति प्रकाश लामिछाने
I'm Shakti Prakash Lamisane.
ट्रमा डिस्ट्रिब्युसन नेपालबाट कार्य समिति सदस्यबाट
I'm the board member of Deafblind Association Nepal. Board member.
म जमजाट सुट्रमा
I'm congenitally hard of hearing.
उमेर 13 वर्ष उमेरदेखि आँखा कमजोर हुँदै आएको
My vision was decreasing when I was 13 years old.
अहिले म 41 वर्ष भए
Now I'm 41 years old.
पहिला भन्दा अहिले धेरै कठिन भएको छु महसुस भएको छु
I'm feeling very difficult with this vision and hearing.
मैले अब हेरिङ एड र पाडवाला चस्मा प्रयोग गर्दै आएको छु
I use bilateral hearing aid and power glasses.
यी चिज सामग्री बिना मैले आफ्नो जीवन यापन काम गर्न सक्दिनँ
Without these devices or materials, my life becomes very hard or difficult.
म यो पहिलादेखि हेडसेट प्रयोग गर्दै आएको थिएँ अहिले हेडसेट ड्यामेज भएको छ
I used to use my hearing aid, but it is not working properly now.
म अहिले सुनाइमा अलिक समस्या आएको छ
So my hearing is not very good now.
समय परिस्थिति अनुसार मैले सुनाइ बोलीचाली स्पर्श सञ्चार प्रयोग गर्दै आएको छु
Depending on the situations, I use tactile communication and Nepali Sign Language on speech as well, where it is suitable.
यो प्रविधि र डिजिटल विकासको क्रममा मलाई चाहिँ लाभान्वित भएको छु
फेरि भन्नुस् त के रे
प्रविधि र डिजिटलको विकासको क्रममा मलाई चाहिँ फाइदा पुर्याएको छ
With the development of this digital technology and modern technology, the life has become easier for me.
जस्तो अब रकम लेनदेन कारोबारको लागि म ई-बैंकिङ प्रयोग गर्छु
For the financial transaction, I can use e-banking.
साथीभाइसँग सञ्चारको लागि भिडियो कल एप प्रयोग गर्छु
To be connected with the friends, I use video call.
बैठक छलफलको लागि म जुम एप प्रयोग गर्छु
When I attend the conferences or meetings, I use Zoom.
सुन्न र देख्नको लागि म हेडसेट र चस्मा प्रयोग गर्छु
To see the things, I use glasses.
पढ्न लेख्न भिडियो कुराकानीका लागि खुला स्क्रिन आकारका मोबाइल प्रयोग गर्छु
For reading and writing, I use the large screen device.
सच्चै शिक्षा मनोरञ्जनको लागि इन्टरनेट वेबसाइट विभिन्न एप्लिकेसन प्रयोग गर्छु
For the informations around the world or the global information, I use internet and websites.
लेखा कामका लागि म ट्याली एप्लिकेसन प्रयोग गर्छु
I use Tally application, Tally Prime, Tally Prime for my accounting work.
यी विभिन्न प्रविधि प्रयोग गर्दा मलाई समयको बचत भएको छ खर्च कम भएको छ सम्बन्ध विस्तार भएको छ
These devices has saved my time and then cost also, and then I can get through my friends very easily.
कोभिड-19 महामारी समयमा भिडभाडबाट बच्नको लागि प्रयोग गरेको छ
It helped me to be safe from the crowded areas during COVID pandemic.
त्यसकारण मेरो जीवनको एक हिस्सा जीवनोपयोगी अङ्ग बनेको छ
So technology has become a part of my life.
त्यति महत्त्वपूर्ण जीवनोपयोगी हुँदा हुँदै पनि त्यही अवरोध पुर्याएको छ
Though these are very important, and still we are facing some problems.
जस्तो इक्जाम्पल कोठा बाहिर गएर उज्यालो ठाउँमा मोबाइल चलाउन नसकिने
I cannot use the mobile in the very bright light.
म न्यूनदृष्टि भएको कारण नुहाउरो ब्याकग्राउन्ड र अक्षर रङ नहुनु जस्तो व्हाइट ब्याकग्राउन्डमा फन्ट कलर ग्रे येलो हुनु बोल्ड नहुनु
I need that good contrast. For example, in a white background, if the letters are gray or not bolded, then I cannot read them easily.
कतिपय एप्लिकेसनमा म्याग्निफायर नहुनु त्यो जुमहरू हेर्न नमिल्ने त्यस्तो भएको छ म्याग्निफायर नहुनु
In some apps, I cannot get the magnification.
टुनाइटर अनुसार गुणस्तरीय यन्त्रको उच्च लागत भएको कारण सजिलैसँग उपयोग गर्न नसक्नु
The hearing devices or hearing aids are very expensive, so they are not affordable easily.
चुनौतीको पालो हो
Now I want to talk about the challenges.
अब न्यून दृष्टिबिनका लागि चुहाउँदो ब्याकग्राउन्ड फन्ट कलर म्याग्निफाई उच्च एप्लिकेसन हुनुपर्ने
There should be some background that gives good contrast and the magnification.
गुणस्तरीय यन्त्रमा इलेक्ट्रोनिक सामानहरू करफुट अथवा भण्डारफुट भयो भने हामीले उपयोग गर्न सक्छौँ
The government should have the provision of that tax discount for the persons with disability or deaf blind in the technology or the devices they buy.
सेवा प्रदाय संस्थामा सञ्चार सहरका लागि डिजिटल बोर्ड अत्याधुनिक प्रविधि उच्च ज्ञान भयो भने हामीले पहुँच हुन्छ
When we go to the service provider offices, there should be the digital that display so that they can get the information easily.
यति नै मेरो समस्या उपलब्धि चुनौती यही हो
These are my some suggestions. I think I'm to the end now. Thank you.
Shakti, for those very important views, those comments. Thank you so much. Now we are going to, without much ado, we are just going to move on to our final panelist. Mutiur Rahman is there from Bangladesh, and he's being supported by a support person. So I'm going to move on to Deepak for the introduction. But before that, the 3 questions that I have for Mutiur. Number 1, Mutiur, what, according to you, is the condition in which disabled persons, particularly deaf-blind persons, are using technology? How do you see the usage of technology being a deaf-blind person? The second thing which I would want you to react to is, what are the problems, what are the troubles that you're facing while using technology? And thirdly, of course, what is the way forward? I am going to translate the questions for Mutiur in Bangla, but before that, let's move on to Deepak for a detailed introduction. Over to Deepak.
Thank you, Ishan. And Mutiur is a 22 years young adult from Bangladesh, adult with deafblindness, with the moderate vision loss and the partial hearing loss, living in Narsingdi district in Bangladesh. He has passed his secondary education certificate this year and now admitted in a local college for a higher secondary education. Very recently, he has completed his 1-month vocational training on agriculture. He is also involved in a cow rearing along with his mother, from where he meets his educational expenses. So this is all about Mutiur.
Thank you so much, Deepak. Mutiur, আমি তোমার জন্য একটু বাংলাতে অনুবাদ করে দিই আমার প্রশ্ন 3টি। 1 নম্বর প্রশ্ন, তুমি কিভাবে প্রযুক্তিকে দেখছো একজন দৃষ্টি শ্রবণ প্রতিবন্ধী মানুষ হিসেবে? এবং 2 নম্বর প্রশ্ন, তুমি কি কি সমস্যার সম্মুখীন হচ্ছ প্রযুক্তি ব্যবহারের ক্ষেত্রে? এবং 3 নম্বর প্রশ্ন, আগে এগিয়ে যাবার জন্য তোমার কাছে কি কি পরামর্শ তুমি আমাদেরকে দেবে? কি কি নির্দিষ্ট পরামর্শ তুমি আমাদেরকে দিতে চাও? So over to the support person who is there with Mutiur.
Yes. Yeah, Mutiur is supported by Nazimuddin Khan from CDD Bangladesh. Yeah.
ওকে, ঈশান দা, আপনার প্রশ্নগুলি আবারও আমি একটু মতিউরকে বলে দিচ্ছি। আর আমি আপনাকে একটা কিছু জানিয়ে রাখি, আমার এখানে নেটওয়ার্ক মাঝে মধ্যে সমস্যা দিচ্ছে। আশা করি এখন এই মুহূর্তে সমস্যা নাই। হ্যাঁ, তো তারপর আমি তাকে বলে দিচ্ছি। মতিউর, তোমার পরিচয়টা দাও, ওনারা জানতে চাচ্ছে, এবং তোমার কি সমস্যা ছিল এবং তুমি প্রযুক্তির মাধ্যমে কিভাবে লেখাপড়া করছো, বর্তমানে কি সমস্যা আছে কি বলতে চাও এই সমস্যা সমাধানের জন্য সবার উদ্দেশ্যে একটু বলো।
আমি মতুর রহমান, গ্রাম সেখানদর্দি, জেলা নরসিংদী, বাংলাদেশ। আমার সংসারে বাবা এবং 2 ভাই, 1 বোন, ভাবি, ভাতিজি এবং আমার মা কিছুদিন আগে মারা গিয়েছে। আমি এক সময় ভালো ছিলাম। একটি দুর্ঘটনায় আমার একটি চোখ হারিয়ে গেল। আরেকটি চোখ খুবই কম দেখি। আমার লেখাপড়া বন্ধ হয়ে গেছিল। পাপড়ি ও সিডির সহায়তায় প্রযুক্তির মাধ্যমে লেখাপড়া শুরু করেছি। পর্যায়ক্রমে এসএসসি পাস করছি। হিয়ারিং এইডস ছাড়া শুনতে পাই না এবং চশমা ছাড়া চোখে দেখি না। এখন আমি প্রযুক্তির উপর নির্ভরশীল। উচ্চ মাধ্যমিকে অনলাইনের মাধ্যমে ভর্তি হইলাম। কিছুদিন যাবৎ অনলাইনে ক্লাস শুরু হয়ে গেছে। আমার স্মার্টফোন না থাকার কারণে ক্লাসের অংশগ্রহণ করতে পারছি না। তাই আমি লেখাপড়া পিছিয়ে গেছি। উপকরণগুলো অনেক দাম এবং গ্রাম এলাকায় পাওয়া যায় না। দরিদ্র প্রতিবন্ধী ব্যক্তিদের অর্থের অভাবে বেশি দামে উপকরণগুলো কিনতে পারে না। আবার যারা ব্যবহার করছে তাদের হিয়ারিং এইডস নষ্ট হলে ঠিক করার ব্যবস্থা বা প্রশিক্ষণ নেই। এই বিষয়ে আমাদের প্রশিক্ষণ না থাকার কারণে সমস্যা হচ্ছে। সবার উদ্দেশ্য হলো উপকরণগুলো দাম কম হলে সবাই ব্যবহার করতে পারে। প্রযুক্তিগুলো গ্রামগঞ্জে সব জায়গায় পাওয়া যায়, সেজন্য ব্যবস্থা থাকার প্রয়োজন। প্রযুক্তির ব্যবহারের বিষয়ে প্রশিক্ষণ প্রয়োজন। প্রতিবন্ধী ব্যক্তিদের প্রযুক্তির ব্যবহারের বিষয়ে সবাইকে সচেতন থাকার প্রয়োজন। ধন্যবাদ। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
I think, Deepak, I should translate it into English for my listeners, right?
Yes, Ishan.
Of course. So the first thing that Motiur focused on, I mean, first of all, let me thank Motiur for raising certain very, very important issues. The first thing he talked about is he talked about himself. He talked about his nature of disability. It was not congenital. He lost one of his eyes later on because of an accident, and he also has hearing impairments. The concrete points that Motiur raised are, number one, the devices, the technological devices are often very expensive. He says that he does not have a smartphone, and therefore he is unable to attend online classes, and therefore he's sort of lagging behind, as it were. The second thing he talked about is the location of the person with disability, right? Because many disabled persons in India, Bangladesh, and Nepal, they are located in rural areas. And often such technological devices, expensive technological devices, advanced technological devices are not available in the rural areas. That's the second thing he talked about. The third thing he focused on is the lack of skilled training. Because, persons with disabilities, they often do not get proper training, and therefore they are just clueless about technology. They do not know how to use them, what technology is available. 2 or 3 suggestions which came from Motiur. Number one, the cost should be cut down. The cost of these, I mean, they are very expensive, so they should be made more affordable for persons with disabilities. I must also state that Motiur focused on how in the rural areas, he says that it is the responsibility of the state to make these technological devices available in the rural areas, in the suburban areas. And the third thing that he talked about is training once again. So proper training and also awareness. What are the technological devices available for us? What new technology is available for us? We should be informed about that, and we should be given proper training about that. So that's what Motiur said. Now, I would want to, as a moderator, I would want to sort of sum up what our 5 panelists had to say. But before that, I would definitely want to take the opportunity to also make a few comments about myself and also how I see technology. First of all, I am a person with profound visual disability. I am completely blind, and I am hard of hearing in my left ear. In fact, I am deaf in my left ear. So in a way, my world depends to a certain extent on my right ear. And it was a congenital condition, but I lost my vision. It was a progressive degeneration, and I lost my vision completely when I was kind of 19. I think I am extremely privileged because of the cultural capital that I have, because of the kind of resources that I have. I'm extremely privileged to be able to use technology in a kind of way. But as you have seen today, I could not join through the Zoom link. It failed me, and I am so thankful to people for making this alternate arrangement. The second thing that I would want to focus on is we are talking about making distributing technological devices and how the state should take up this responsibility. But here I would want to add that let it not be a part of the charity model of disability. We, the disabled persons, we are strongly against the charity model of disability. We want it to be recognized as our right to access technological devices. We want these services, we want these steps to move outside, to move beyond the narrow arena of tokenism. Because we often see maybe in various countries, we often see in the developing countries that on 3rd December, there is this huge celebration surrounding the disability, but then things just fizzle out and they are forgotten. So let us make it a point. I hereby register this concern of mine that disability must be understood in terms of through the lens of human rights. And it is our right to access the digital world. It is our right to access technology. It is our right to be educated. It is our right to communicate. It is also our right to be entertained. That is such an important part of a human being, of living. Therefore, we must ensure, and the state has to take the responsibility. The entire onus cannot be on the person, on the individual person, right? So the state has to take the responsibility. It has to be moved beyond, and attitudinal change, along with the infrastructural change, must be brought about in the fields of technology as well. We are also customers of technology. Let us not forget that. Let the companies get this message very, very clearly that we are also potential customers and we have the right to use these products, these devices, these services in the most efficacious manner. Thank you so much. That was a lovely session. Maybe I would want to move on to Deepak and Parag for the question and answer session.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Shishan. A wonderful session moderation by you. And thank you, Deepak, as well for, introducing all the panelists. And thanks a lot to all our able panelists for, very ably raising their concerns as well as sharing their challenges. At the same time, emphasizing that technology is the enabler and it's a blessing in disguise. So we will like to move on. very less time left for the question answer session, but still we would like to go ahead with the question answer from the audience. I would like Deepak to support me, and definitely I could see Shishna there in the audience, are very able participant in many of our events in the past. Shishna again has total deafblindness, but she always wants to share share her concerns and share about herself. So Shishna, do you have any questions for us or the panelists today?
सिस्टा का जो प्रॉब्लम था एजुकेशन में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम था, अभी कंटिन्यूस करने के लिए अभी मलयालम में प्रैक्टिस चालू है। 7th क्लास का भी एसएससी तक बॉम्बे में सीखा था, लेकिन प्रॉपर सिलेबस नहीं है करके उसने स्टॉप कर दिया। अभी मलयालम का जो साक्षरता में 7th स्टैंडर्ड 4th स्टैंडर्ड हो गया, 7th स्टैंडर्ड हो गया, तो अभी 7th स्टैंडर्ड चल रहा है अभी।
ओके, शिष्णा का कोई क्वेश्चन है आनंद जी पैनलिस्ट से?
मेन क्वेश्चन तो ज्यादा कुछ तकलीफ नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। जो एक प्रॉपर सिलेबस होना मांगता है, जो एकदम जैसा एजुकेशन के लिए जो ऐसा जो नेसेसरी है, बहुत लाइफ में जो नेसेसरी है उतना रख के उसको खाली सीखने का एक प्रॉब्लम था। अभी एलन कलर इंस्टीट्यूट में भी सीख रहा था, जो नॉर्मल बच्चे लोग करते तो उसने कंटिन्यूस नहीं किया, उधर ब्रेक हो गया। तो अभी इंटरेस्ट से सीख रहा है जी।
राइट।
बाकी इसको अभी जो काम पे भी जा रहा है।
ओके, ठीक है। तो जो एजुकेशन रिलेटेड क्वेरी है शिष्णा की, वो डेफिनेटली आई थिंक ईशान टॉक्ड अबाउट द एजुकेशन पॉलिसी, तो मे बी ही विल रिफ्लेक्ट, बट अगेन I can see other in audience lot of known colleagues and participants there. So anybody has question for the panel, we'll collect the questions and then maybe the panelists can answer those. Meanwhile, we also have our very senior colleague Uttam Kumar, who is heading programs in Sense India. So Uttam, I would like you also to kind of pitch in and let's do the question and answer session and the closing together. Okay.
Sure, Parag. Sure.
Yeah. So I think we have some known persons in the audience, so I will encourage them to ask question from the panelists. Nikhil, I can see Nikhil.
I think anybody who has question can raise their hand, and so that we can go to them and invite.
Yeah. We have Dr. Moshmi. Yeah, we have Dr. Moshmi.
You can hear me, sir?
Yes.
First of all, I took interest, in this program. Especially, I saw something very a bit different from program happening throughout India. And frankly speaking, I'm very happy to join you all. Thirdly, here I want to know, any of can answer like the kind of difficulty they face during, overcoming this all, because they all are being placed timely. They have overcome their own challenges, but I want to know the kind of social challenges they face. You all must have faced. Can you name something, the kind of social challenges you have gone through? Anybody can take up, because I've seen all you have really with a great effort and with great zeal and the challenges you have gone through. To be very frank, I'm coming from a background with different disabilities, VI, hearing and ID. So what I see, this platform is absolutely new, though I know, but if you ask any, any professional from other fields, especially locomotor disability and other field, they will be hardly knowing about your capacity of potentials reaching to UN level and many things. How do you look at, the second question is, how do you look at to reach to the larger population? Being India, Nepal, Bangladesh, and many other countries who are in still developing phase. First is challenges. I want to know the kind of social challenges they have gone through. Second is what would be a program to take this to the larger population?
Okay. So I think the later part of your question, I'll request Uttam to reflect on. But prior to that,
Ishan is ready. Ishan.
Yeah. So Ishan, can you share your thoughts on the first query from
Social challenges.
Yeah, and from Shrishna also regarding education related question.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, Shrishna, and thank you so much, Moshami, for asking those very important questions, for raising those important questions. Firstly, as far as education is concerned, just a few lines on the kind of trouble that I am facing would, I think, make things very clearer. Of course, we are having this new educational policy, we are having very high-sounding words over there, etc. But me, as a doctoral fellow in one of these reputed universities of India, the kind of challenge that I'm facing, my entire research work has come to a dead stop, as it were, because of this pandemic. I am not getting readers to come to my place and read out stuff to me. I'm not getting amanuenses to come to my place to sort of type out things for me. I am writing a few chapters maybe, or a few essays maybe, and I'm not being able to dictate it to anyone. So, many books, most importantly, in the regional, in the Indian regional languages, the books which are there. For example, my area of research is Bengali literature, Bangla literature, and I can vouch for it. 99% of those books are not available in the accessible format. So that becomes a huge problem. But at the same time, I must also underline, I must also emphatically add that YouTube, for example, has given me this huge opportunity to be able to, get hold of information, to access information, various kinds of lectures of professors from abroad, maybe, right? So that is there. Also, these audio apps, as it was, Storytel, Audible, etc., the audiobook apps, that is also helping me a lot, but that is significantly insufficient. So that is something which I must register. And the second thing, thank you so much, Moshmi, for asking that question. Social challenges, of course, today we were focusing more on the technological challenges. And if I start speaking about the social challenges, it might just take 1 hour. But definitely as a deafblind person, what I think the greatest social challenge that we face is we are often, and I use the word very consciously, we are often conveniently invisibilized by the ableist society. And our representation is often not registered. We do not get visibility, our voices are not heard, and it's a kind of completely what we see is the charity model at work, right? Just give them a few things, whatever they want, maybe an exemption, maybe tax relaxations, and just a few quotas, reservation here and there, and that's it. That's such a tokenistic way of seeing it. That's such a problematic way of seeing it. So I think the basic problem lies in the attitude. That's something which I would want to register once again. Maybe very briefly speaking, this is my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I got my answer.
Yeah, thank you, Ishan. And Uttam, would you like to reflect on how we would like to take it forward in the region?
Yes. So, as you all know, that since India, particularly, we are working in India since 1997, and over 23 years, our main focus has been to create an infrastructure where needs of persons with deaf blindness are addressed as per their individual requirements. And this have been what we have done is like what we did by first creating entire infrastructure from the national perspective, taking it down to regional leads, and then percolating further down towards state level requirements. So that's what we have been doing, and we are working with our partner organizations to ensure that they are trained enough and they are capacitated enough to advocate for the rights of persons with deafblindness and appropriate platform. So talking to government, any government department is not going to help. We need to actually specifically identify which government department has to be contacted and spoken about what. If we go to education department and just talk about certification and other issues, it's not going to work. For that, we need to go to health department, under which hospital systems um, are based. So that way we have done. We are working closely with partner organization, as I said. The second thing is about creating leadership of persons with deaf blindness themselves. So as you can see on today's platform, it's not the professionals, it's all about persons who are speaking for themselves. We have just created a platform where they are able to, they feel secure, they feel confident, and they feel they feel being heard. So no, this kind of platform, giving them platform is also very, very important. So that is one aspect that we are doing, and the similar kind of platform we are also having for families as well, who has got sons and daughters with deaf blindness. So these platforms are very, very useful for them. So what Sense India is doing from the national perspective, we are doing the same thing from the regional and state perspective with our partner organizations. Taking the learning from what we have done in India, we are replicating similar kind of model in Nepal and Bangladesh. So in Nepal and Bangladesh, we have created National Resource Center who are focused on deaf blindness. They are doing similar kind of advocacy, information dissemination, capacity building work, creating local leadership. Everything is being done from by National Resource Center. Having said that, you will also be happy to know that Nepal, if you look at South Asia perspective, Nepal have been in leader in recognizing deaf blindness as distinct disability. And India was far behind them. They did it sometime in 2003, 2004 itself. And which was followed by Bangladesh in 2013. India we did in 2016, but still it's not a kind of distinct disability, but still recognized under deaf blindness. And I think there is a need that this disability has to be recognized separately and not been merged in various kind of disability together. So that's what we are doing from the South Asian perspective. I would also like to add some of the issues being raised by some of the panelists, and I was pleasantly surprised that they are actually using the learning what they have acquired on technology for online shopping, banking, and everything. Where we many sighted and hearing person also faces great difficulty, great challenges. So that is something very, very nice and very motivating. We understand the need of training more and more young adults with deaf blindness, or introduce technology aspect from the very beginning of in education. Understanding this need, we have set up a computer training center in Ahmedabad. We had one in Mumbai earlier, but it's non-functional. In Ahmedabad, we have recently set up with the help of Australian Aid, where we have got refreshable braille display, computers, laptops. Then we have got another technology where it's called CCTV technology, where connected by connected with internet, where you can search any image. You just show the image and it will capture and connect you with the internet. Then we have got Samsung Good Vibes. All those things we are working, we are trying to expose our persons with deaf blindness. I think Ishan raised one very important point about availability of technology. So technology available, making available technology is one aspect. Maintaining those technology is another aspect. So there are apps that are developed as prototype, become successful, it's launched in the market. But if you often see that those apps are not getting updated on regular basis. Like you have like any Android app, which is that every week or every 10 days there are some update is coming for security related issues or whatever it is. But when it comes to app specific to disability needs, uh, where disability needs, those apps are not getting updated or not getting advanced on regular basis. So those are the areas that we also need to be aware of. Thank you very much, Parag, for the opportunity.
Thanks a lot, Uttam. I mean, you see, this is an ongoing process, expanding as well as, being visible. So I think we are well over our scheduled time. So if there are no questions, then I would like to make the closing remarks and maybe present the vote of thanks. So anybody wants to ask any question, or shall I start?
I'm sorry to again bother you. Just to compile it. Thank you first of all again by hearing all the experts, panelists who had spoke. It was eye-opening for me. I just want to discuss a small 1 minute thing that during my marriage, during a study on marriage and quality life living, the sample in my sample 8 to 10% of the population were from deafblindness and multiple disability, and that is where I was I was worried, like we are working on this line, but how much empowerment have been reached to this population. And frankly very happy to share your platform, so that I'm here to spread this message what I've learned from Ajay, I mean Chakrabarti, and who all of the panelists were. I'll take up to my student, my definitely to all the NEPID faculty. So really, I'm very happy to know that at least whatever a bit, maybe in a drop in a sea, but it is working and it is coming up. And attitude, rightly you said, in my study also, attitude was the main hurdle. Thank you, Paragji and others, Sense International team.
Thank you, Dr. Moshmi. In fact, I would like to congratulate to all, to all the panelists, to the audience, and to the UN committee as well, because this is for the very first time ever a panel discussion by persons with deafblindness is happening. So this is a great occasion, and I would like to congratulate everybody, and especially the panel which expressed themselves so well at this level, and they have ensured that nobody is left behind and nothing about us without us. I mean, that is what UNCRPD is all about. I would also like to thank the committee, because they, besides this side event, they also gave us the opportunity to present an oral statement during their general discussion, which happened last week. So our oral statement was accepted and it was presented. So that is something which we did again after the last Conference of State Parties 13th session. There our written statement was accepted and we were allowed. In fact, Shruti was able to present from the floor. So at this level, we are able to ensure that visibility, which Ishan was very well, emphasizing on, that we need to be more visible, and there needs to be more awareness. For accessible technology, I would like to take this thing from the charter, the link which I've shared in the chat box. This is the declaration of the civil society at the Civil Society Forum. They have presented and people are signing it. So it says that for accessible technology, the policies have to be inclusive, adequate financing has to be there, and a good governance along with respect for human rights and dignity. And that is what is essential. So I think that is a very clear message that it's not only a technology. There are a lot of other initiatives which needs to be taken care of. And to start with, if I quote what Asha has, raised at the UN Data Forum, we don't have any data on deaf blindness, and we all know that census is something which needs to ensure that. And in India, census is happening this year. So, are we going to use technology to ensure that we are counted? That is what we should be focusing on, and that would be a good beginning, I must say. So finally, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to the able participants and the audience, and our teams in India, in Nepal, and in Bangladesh, who have been tirelessly working to ensure that we all are here collectively raising our voice. So thanks to all the team members. And I would like to thank United Nations for giving us this opportunity, uh, providing us the consultative status for last 4 years, which enabled us to grab these opportunities to take forward our mandate of being visible at the highest level. So thanks a lot to the UN, the committee session which is going on. I'm sure that we have been able to make our mark, and all our colleagues here, all our friends here, especially persons with deafblindness, I really, really congratulate you for this huge achievement of being here, discussing your issues, and you know also suggesting solutions to that. So with that, I would like to close the event, thanking all for being here, and let's hope to connect more and more to take forward our voices. So that's all from my side. All the best to everybody, and I'd like to close. If you would like to switch on your camera, so maybe we can click a, that's a usual thing which happens on the online virtual meetings, that if we can take a group photograph or something, and then we can maybe close the meeting. So yeah, so cameras are switching on. I can say few faces. Shakti is there, Sajjad is there, Dr. Maiga is there, then Krupa is there, Shruti has come in. Yeah, wow. Kanupriya is there, Nazimbai is there with Mutur, Pushpa Raj is there. So thanks a lot. If we are ready, then let's give a smile, take a photograph, and say bye-bye to everybody. Yeah. So thanks a lot, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. And I hope my colleagues have taken a snapshot of our photographs. Okay, thank you so much.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Yeah, and I would like to thank Monica as well. She has been tirelessly, doing the sign language. So thank you so much, Monica. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ishan.
Yeah, we can
Bye, sir.
close.
Good night. Thank you, sir.
Good night. Good night.
We can close the meeting now.
Good night.
Yeah, and Shiv, we can go offline from YouTube as well and stop the recording.